Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pure English Practice. I'm Karen Taylor of the Color Vowel Chart. I don't have my chart. What should I do? Let's put it up. Color Vowel Chart and the Color Vowel Approach for teaching. This is our free class for teachers and students, especially for the students and the learners of the world. And we get started with practice right away. Over in the chat, we've got some countries. I then was asking about names. I'd love to explore some of our names for just a few minutes to warm up, yeah? And I'd like to start with a little chant just to kind of help us feel comfortable. So if you would, mute yourselves, make sure that you are muted, and you're going to speak, or in this case, sing with me a little bit. Who likes to sing? Anybody? Who's like, oh, I don't want to sing so much. Yeah, it's okay. You can speak with my singing. Okay, so here we are. We're going to start with a little name song, name chant. It starts like this. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Again. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Hi. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. 4 times. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Hi. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Now try speech. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is. One more. Hi, my name is. Here we go. Hi, my name is Karen. What's your name? Hi, my name is Karen. What's your name? 2 more. Hi, my name is Karen. What's your name? Hi, my name is Karen. What's your name? And stop. Now you can open mics. Anyone who opens a mic, I can call on you to take a turn if you open your mic. So, hi, my name is Karen. What's your name, Yoni?
My name is Johnny.
Good. Try this. Hi, my name is Yoni. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Johnny.
And the question?
What is your name?
Good. Try what's your name?
What's your name?
Good. That what's is a nice way to sound like spoken English. So what is your name is written English. What's your name is spoken English. Try it 3 times. Here we go. What's your name?
What's your name? What's your name?
Beautiful.
What's your
All right.
name?
Good. So Yoni is our first. I'll put him in the chat as number 1. Joni. All right, there's 1. We can see that, right? Joni. Oh, I haven't posted. Okay, number 2. I'd love to hear from Mehmet. Can I call on you?
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Karen. What's your name?
My name is Omar. What's your name?
Good. Can you say your name again for me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I changed my name. Omar. I call Omar. Mehmet.
Omar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you spell it for me, please?
Omar.
Omar. And I can actually change that for you.
I do
Because
it
you
right now.
Omar. There we go. Good job. Okay. So, hi, my name is Omar. Is it Omar in English? Omar or Omar? Which one would you like?
Omar.
Can you show me with your hand?
Omar.
Right. Good. What is your language, Omar?
And 30 years ago, Turkish.
Turkish. Good. So Turkish has 2 beats. Omar. English is going to pick one of those. So we're going to pick today. We're going to choose. Are you going to choose Omar, rose boat, Omar, or Omar, olive sock Omar? Which one sounds a little better for you, for English speakers?
First one.
The first one. Okay, great. So you'd say, hi, my name is Omar. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Omar. What's your name?
Great. Teachers, what we're doing is recognizing that English has a deep rule that every word of English has one main stress. So we're going to listen to all our learners' names, but also give them a little way to present their name in English so that English speakers can catch it, right? So I'll use another example if we have one. Let's see. Hi, my name is Karen. Oh, let's move over to Ana Maria. Ana Maria, hi, my name is Karen. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Anna Maria. What's your name?
Thank you. Ana Maria. Where should we put our hands? Can everyone try that name? Anna Maria.
Anna Maria.
There we go. Anna Maria. So we have sort of two little beats. Anna Maria. Yeah.
Anna Maria.
Hi, my name is Anna Maria. What's your name? Try that.
Hi, my name is Anna Maria. What's your name?
Great. Did anyone hear the difference between the first way she said it and then the second way she said it? The first time was more like, hi, my name is Ana Maria. What's your name? Which is English and then Spanish and then English, right? If we want to sound English all the way through, now what do you do, Ana Maria?
Anna Maria.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Anna Maria.
Hi, my name is Anna Maria. What's your name?
Great. And if you want to, you're adding a way to say your name, right? You have two ways to say it now. Ana Maria or Anna Maria. It seems subtle, but it's important if you're trying to speak to a new person in English. Just like in Spanish, when
the difference is in the pronunciation in the R.
Say it again.
I would like to know if the difference is when I pronounce the R in my second name.
It is partly that. We've moved from Ana Maria to Anna Maria.
Anna Maria.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice.
The R changes, but also the time. Anna Maria.
Nice.
Yeah. So could you try that also with your hand? Everyone try this. Anna Maria.
Anna Maria.
There we go. Yeah. So you start to hear a different amount of time on the vowels because English loves time on the stressed vowel. That's how we capture what we listen to. Beautiful. Okay. So we're adding a way to say our names. We're not changing one way. We're adding a second way. Yeah. Another volunteer. Hi, my name is Karen. I see. Oh, Mira, it's so good to see you. Mira, what's your name? Hi, my name is Karen. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Mira, and what's your name?
Hi, my name is Karen. Great. So we had Yoni was number 1. Our second was Omar. I'm going to give you a list here. Third was Anna Maria, and fourth was Mira. Mira, I'm curious, in Czech, do you have the same R as in English? Is it Mira or Mira or something
No,
else?
we have a completely different R. In Czech, it is pronounced like R.
Can you say your name in Czech for us?
Mirek. Mira.
Mira.
Yeah, great.
Thank
You
you.
sound like a native speaker.
For that one word.
That
We'll
was
keep working
perfect.
on it. Okay. So Mirach has two ways to say his name, depending
Yeah,
on who he's
actually
talking to.
there are 3 ways. My actual name is Miroslav.
Mhm.
Then there is abbreviation Mirek, or you can say that Mira.
Uh-huh. And then we took Mira and move it into English.
Yeah, that's Mira.
Yeah. So do we see pronunciation? We want to take the pronunciation with us to the person we're talking to or the place where we are. We're going to make
The best
small
way,
changes.
well, the easiest way is to pronounce my name as Mira.
Mira. Good. For me, exactly. Good. Everyone see the list in the chat. We've got Yoni, Omar, Ana Maria, and Mira. We're practicing using English sounds for this activity. And I can also then take my Czech lesson when I meet with Mira later on. I can use Mirach or Miraslova. Mira, okay? Mira. You'll teach me, okay? But let's try this. I'd like Yoni, Omar, Ana Maria, and Mira to open up their mics. And the rest, everybody else is going to follow with their microphone off. And we'll just do this chant 2 times around. So it'll be like this. I'm number 0. Hi, my name is Karen. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Yoni. What is your name?
Hi, my name is Omar. What is your name?
Hi, my name is Anna Maria. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Mira. What's your name?
Oh, hi, my name is Karen, and that's my name. Oh, I'm sorry, I just have to applaud here. Teachers, do we agree? This was kind of beautiful. That went very nicely, by the way. Oh, so much fun. All right. So, yeah, I make changes to my name as well. When I go to Mexico with my husband to visit our family, my name is no longer Karen. I need to change it a little bit to match the sounds around me. So my name becomes Karin, right? And I make that little adjustment so that people can listen to me without thinking, what did she just say? So Karen and Karin. I have two ways to say my same name. Yeah. And we're learning to do that in English. Beautiful. I'd like to now do a different kind of warm up so we can mute ourselves again. This is a bit of a game. This is a color vowel warm up. If you're new, it's okay. You just say what I say and do what I do. The doing is very important, by the way. We're using our hands to measure the time. So try to follow what I do with my own hand as we work our way around the chart. Ready? Experiences, experiences. Green tea experiences. Singers, singers. Silver pin singers. Places, places. Gray day places. Restaurants, restaurants. Red pepper restaurants. Classes, classes. Black cat classes. Jobs, jobs. Olive sock jobs. Qualities, qualities. Auburn dog qualities. Choices, choices. Turquoise toy choices. Performances, performances. Orange door performances. Moments, moments. Rose boat moments. Books, books. Wooden hook books. Movies, movies. Blue moon movies. Countries, countries. A cup of mustard countries. Universities, universities. Purple shirt universities. Outcomes, outcomes. Brown cow outcomes. Surprises, surprises. White tie surprises. No, not in the chat. Orally with your mouths. Open your mics. What words do you recall from this warm up?
Can we all speak or only for people? Sorry.
No, anyone can speak. So Sophia, what words do you remember? Do you remember any words, maybe 2 or 3 that you can give us?
Yes. So I'm like, mad on pronunciation because maybe this is the only thing which I need to improve as an English teacher. And I know that I'm horrible accent,
Oh,
but
now
still.
listen. Now listen. We're here to
No,
do.
now better, of
Yeah.
course. The problem is that I want to teach pronunciation, and a lot of students ask me, but I'm a perfectionist. I don't want to jump unless I don't. No, by the way, this is Sophia that wrote you, Karen. So it was nice to
Ah,
meet you.
nice to meet you too. All right.
Um,
Well, Sophia,
yes, that
I'm
was
going to ask you to talk with me more later about
okay.
teaching. But for now, do we
Sorry for
remember
I just grab it.
yeah, do you remember any of the words from the warm up we just did?
Yes, I remember a red pepper restaurant. So I remember university.
Okay.
So I remember country.
Great. Those are
Also,
3. One more?
yes. And I remember I remember like a green tea and silver pin, but the fourth one as a word I don't remember
All
for
right.
now.
Take the three that you just mentioned and put those in the chat, please. You can type
Okay.
those now. Okay, great. And if
Okay.
since you're teaching and studying with us, if you know what to underline, go ahead and do that because we can do that in the chat. Beautiful. Any
Thank
other
you.
words from someone else? I see Ruth in the room. Ruth, do you recall any other words from the warm-up? And my big question, everybody, is what do all these words have in common? And I'll say them again in a minute. But Ruth.
Oh, I remember a book, a restaurant, a country tour, a Turkish. Oh,
Glasses.
Good.
That's,
Does anyone remember the blue word?
V.
Blue, moon,
Movie.
Movies.
movies. Good. Does anyone remember the white word?
White.
White tie surprise.
Nice, Yoni.
Right.
White tie surprises. Okay. We're trying to find the common element, the common feature of all these words. I'm going to say them once more. Listen to them. Experiences, singers, places, restaurants, classes, jobs, qualities, choices, performances, moments, books, movies, countries, universities, outcomes, surprises.
Mhm.
This is a bit of a challenge, a quiz. What do they all have in common? You can use the chat now. Use the chat and show me what they all have in common. Vanessa, ding, ding, ding. They are all plural. That is true, which also means they are all nouns. Exactly. Good job. All right. Good job. So all of these are plural. All of these are nouns. Who would like to see these words on the chart for a moment? Anyone eager to see them placed? No? All right. Megan says yes. We can move on. We'll see them anyway. But this is part of today's theme, which is phrases. Phrases are kind of the way that we make it through the day. It's how we speak all day and don't get exhausted by speaking. We work with phrases like prefabricated, I don't know, I call them prefabricated, like they're made for us. They're up there in our heads and we can just pull them
Units.
down and use them. They're like units or bricks in a wall. And that's how we make it through the day. That's a phrase right there. And so the phrase that I have been promoting for today is one of the best. Everyone try that. One of the best.
One of the
One of the
best.
One of the
best.
best.
Good.
One of the best.
One of the best.
One of
of
the
the
best.
best.
Good. Yeah, in that we've got one of the best. And there's one sound that we get to eliminate in this phrase. What one sound? It's a consonant sound. One of the best. There's one consonant sound.
Maybe
The F sound?
preposition of.
Yeah, of, exactly. Instead of, we can say one of the, one of the,
One of the.
one of
One
the,
of the. One of
one
the.
One
of
of the best.
Best.
one of the. Good.
One of the best.
One of the best.
One of the
One of
best.
One of the worst.
One of the worst.
One of the worst.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So we'll try that with some of these. One of the best what? Let's just talk about easy one, movies. Teachers, when I look up one of the best and I look for collocations with ChatGPT, you can get a really nice list of all the most common collocations. So the words we're going to use today are the ones most commonly used with one of the best and one of the worst. Yeah. One of the best movies I've ever seen is. What's one of the best movies you've ever seen? Put it in the chat. I'd like just a couple to work with. I think we just had, was it the Oscars or some kind of award thing happened, right? I don't remember how this all go.
Perfect harmony.
Perfect Harmony, is that a movie?
Yeah.
Perfect harmony?
In Alabama was
Ooh,
recorded.
I'm going to put it in there just so I don't forget it. Titanic. Great. Okay, so let's take Vanessa, The Notebook. So we can say The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen, right? The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Sort of three groups here. Everyone try that. We're going to just chant it a little bit. You can close your mics. The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen. The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen. One more time. The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Yeah. Or one of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook. One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook. One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook. So we have two ways of doing this. The Notebook or is The Notebook, right? One way or the other. Vanessa, would you like to try that one way or the other? I'll start you off. You have your microphone
Yes,
open?
sure.
Yeah,
Can you hear
good.
me?
Start with The Notebook.
The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Good. I've ever seen.
I've ever seen.
Nice. I think I can't hear your microphone completely, but the last part was a little muddy for me. I've ever seen.
I've ever seen.
Great. Well, let's go the other way. One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook. Go.
One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook.
Great. Everybody hear that nice pausing. This makes her very comprehensible. Nice work. Who else would like to try? Domingos, I see you. Would you like to try? When you have your camera on, you're implicitly a volunteer. There we go. Domingos, do you have a favorite movie or do you want to work with The Notebook?
Not really. I'll go with the notebook.
Good. The Notebook, right? Let's try that. The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Your turn.
The notebook is one of what? Sorry?
Good. All right. I'm going to show you. This is
The
fine.
notebook is one I can't see, can't remember.
That's okay. Listen,
The
I'll do it
notebook
one more
is
time.
one of the best movie I've ever seen, is it? The notebook is one of the best movie I've ever seen.
Good. All right. Wonderful. I'm going to recommend a little more pausing. The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Try that.
Right. That book is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Nicely done. What color, everybody, is Notebook? Notebook. No, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wooden
no.
book.
Yoni?
Wooden hook.
Ah, the book part. Yes, the book
Wooden
part.
hook.
But listen to the way this song sounds. Notebook. Notebook.
Rose. Rose.
Yeah. Notebook. Rose, boat, notebook. Right? Good. Thank you, Yoni. So, Yoni, can you say rose, boat, notebook?
Rose book. Notebook.
Good. I'm hearing nut book. I want notebook.
Rose boat notebook.
Good. Everybody, I'm coming back to you, Domingos. Be ready. And Yoni, too. We want O. Everyone try O. And we move up to blue. O.
Oh.
That's a nice blue
Oh.
sound right there. Notebook.
Notebook.
Good. Yeah, I want more movement up to blue. O.
Notebook.
Good. Everyone try this. Oh, whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
whoa.
And stop at the top.
Oh.
Good. Now, Domingos, this is your turn. Notebook.
Notebook.
Ooh, that sounded really good. So now your whole sentence. One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook.
One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook.
Good. That sounded quite good. Now, I'm in the room, I'm watching me. I'm up here waving my arms around. But I need you to do it too, because this is actually the pathway, the hands and the movement take the language from your practice to your brain. So if you want your practice to stick and stay, use your hands like I do. Okay. Let's try it one more time. I need a few more people. One of the best movies. We're going to stick with Notebook for a little longer. Then we can find a nice new one. I like Titanic. Teachers, you're going to figure out, you know why, right? So two more. Who hasn't taken a turn today? Who would like a turn? Esther. Hi, Esther. One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook. Nice movement. Go.
One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, that time on Notebook is so important. It's the stress and it's the movement together. They both play together, the timing. Beautiful. Sophia, I'd like to hear you. One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook.
One of the best movie I've ever seen is Notebook.
Good. Try it with your hands. One of the best movies I've ever seen is The Notebook.
One of the best movies I've ever seen is Notebook.
Good. This is to remind us. Oh,
Notebook. Yes, I see.
Very nice. Good job. Let's see. I've not heard from, and again, if you don't have your camera on, you can still raise your hand, but I will respect your no camera as saying I can't speak either. Okay. Ruth, I'd love to hear your voice. The Notebook, watch this. The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
The Notebook is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Great. Good job. All right. We're going to work now with worst. You know, we often like to say everything in positive, but we also like to talk about what we didn't enjoy. One of the worst movies. One of the worst movies. Did anyone have a worst movie? Can you put it in the chat? One of the worst. It's hard to remember, actually. I watched a movie the other day. It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and I don't remember its names because I think I don't want to remember it. But we have one here. Okay. Requiem for a Dream. Everyone take note. If you want to watch a really bad movie, Esther has given us one. Okay. Requiem. What a word. Requiem. What color is requiem? Requiem. Fascinating word. Requiem. First, we pin it down. Where's the stress? Requiem. Second,
first.
what color?
Requiem.
Yeah, red pepper. Then there's some other parts of this word that are tricky.
Requiem.
Requiem. Yeah, requiem. So requiem. Requiem. So I'm going to make my chart big for a minute just so we get all the parts. Requiem for a dream. Requiem for a dream. Requiem. 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 This is tricky, right? Requiem for a dream. 3 times. Requiem. Requiem. Requiem for a dream. There we go. Try that some more. Requiem. Requiem. Requiem for a dream. I think we've practiced. Requiem for a dream. It's one of the worst movies. Esther, you started this, so you get to say it first.
Okay. Requiem for a Dream is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Great. It sounded beautiful. Try that again and just show us with hands so that we can see where you think all of the beats are. Go.
Requiem for a Dream is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Worst
Exactly.
movies. So worst is not stressed?
It is stressed. It has an equal stress. I'll put it here. It's one of the worst movies because movies is still going to get the biggest stress. It's one of the worst movies.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Beautiful. Yeah. And you want to really lean in on it's one of the worst movies. So worst is very emotional. It's one of the worst. Everyone try that. It's one of the worst movies. It's one of the worst
The worst
movies.
movies.
Yeah, I've ever seen. All right. Why is that? In one sentence, why is it the worst? Bad acting, bad writing?
No, the topic. The topic is awful for me.
Okay, there we go. Like,
Yeah.
why make a movie about that topic? Okay, good. We'll stick with that.
Some people think it's a good movie, but for me it was a nightmare.
There you go. All right. I'm going to believe you. Hello, Ibimaso. Good to see you. Mark, you want to try that or say something there?
I just wanted to say something that I want to remember, which is that sometimes stresses come right next to each other. Worst movies.
Yeah.
Because there's a tendency to think there must be some unstressed in between, but now and then they're back to back.
Yeah, they're back to back. And one is going to have, if we listen to it, it's one of the worst movies. Which one gets more time, worst or movies? One of the worst movies.
Movies.
Exactly. So to our mind, we're hearing equal, but we always are going to have one focus stress, and it's going to be the last word of that thought group for teachers. I'm talking teacher talk right now. Okay. Learners, let's give it a try. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I think it's Requiem for a Dream. I'd like 2 more volunteers, and then we're going to segue into our next little challenge. Mira?
Requiem for a Dream is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Beautiful. So clear. So not just clear. It's like it speaks to me the way you use your time on your vowel. I'm now listening to Mira. I'm not just hearing a sentence. That's the value of time on vowel. And connected speech, by the way. Beautiful connection at the end. Did you hear?
Was it correct?
Oh, more than correct. I'm praising you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was me just listening to Mira say something about a movie, and I'll never watch that movie now. Between Esther and Mira. Another volunteer, please. One more. Let's see. I haven't heard from Yoni in a little while, and then I'm going to hear Omar. Yeah. Requiem for a Dream is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Requiring for a Dream is the worst movies that I've never seen.
Good. Now let's get the saying at the end. That I've ever.
That I ever seen.
Yeah. That I've ever or that I've ever, but it's ever, right?
Ever.
So Requiem, that's the other one. Try your hand here. Requiem for a Dream.
What do you say?
Requiem.
Requiem for a Dream is the worst movies that I never ever see.
Close. Good. In fact, you just gave me an idea. We can make it shorter, everybody. Requiem for a Dream is the worst movie. You could say that too. We don't have to have all of this grammar. Watch. Let me show you. You've done a great job of just listening and doing. Now we can look at this a little bit. Okay. So here's this sentence. One of the worst, and we're working with movies. Okay. One of the worst movies. And the actual movie we're working with is Requiem for a Dream. Everyone gets to watch me type. Really? Is this how we spell it? Requiem. Oh, thank you. It's an E. For a Dream. You can see how often I need to say that word or type it. Okay. Requiem for a Dream is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. This is a pretty complex sentence in terms of the grammar at the end. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. Okay. You can also use a simpler grammar, which is it's one of the worst movies I've seen. Or it's simply one of the worst movies. Lots of options here. Okay. Because if you say Requiem for a Dream, sorry, I need my is one of the worst movies. We know it's your opinion. Yeah. So let's try the simplest and then we'll move forward. Yoni, Requiem for a Dream, right? Requiem for a Dream is one of the worst movies.
Requiem for a Dream is one of the worst movies I've seen.
Great. I want everyone to see what you just did. You did this. You said Requiem for a Dream. Did you
Requiem for
notice
a
you did that?
Dream.
Yeah, do it again.
Requiem for a Dream is one of the worst movies I've seen.
Great. When he was practicing that not everybody saw, I watched him not use his hand, but he did his whole body to get Requiem in place. That's very important. The body is part of learning spoken English or any spoken language. You got the stress by moving, whether it's your hand or your whole body. Okay. So remember by moving. Good. Requiem. We can do a few more. Let's see. We've got some other options here. These were all of the other words, by the way. Okay. So Requiem for a Dream. I'd like to move over to, there was one more, Titanic. Titanic. Okay. So Titanic. We can start with Titanic is one of the worst movies. Oh, is it worst or best? I might form some enemies if I say it's one of the worst because I think we have a lot of people who love it. I do. Yeah. Let's see. Ruth, can I hear you on this one?
Titanic is one of the, the worst or the best?
The best.
Okay. Titanic is one of the best movies I ever seen.
Great. I'd now like to move to something different. Let's work with countries and I'll stop having you look. Been to. What's one of the best countries you've ever been to outside of your own? One of the best countries you've ever been to. I'm just going to pass this around a little bit and I'll invite Vanessa because I know she liked speaking earlier. Vanessa, what's one of the best countries you've ever been to?
I haven't been to another country.
Aha. So now you can just name your own country and you say, where are you, by the way? What country?
The Philippines.
The Philippines is one of the best countries in the world. Yeah, try that.
The Philippines is one of the best countries in the world.
Great. And if we want to be extra clear, like on the telephone or when we can't see you, you can use that pausing that we did. So the Philippines is one of the best countries in the world. Try that, Vanessa.
The Philippines is one of the best countries in the world.
Great. Yeah, that tiny pause just gives these groups of words time for us to digest, right? Take it in one at a time. Beautiful. I'd like to take it over to Sandy. What's one of the best countries you've ever been to?
Switzerland.
Yeah, can you give us a whole sentence?
Okay, sorry. Switzerland is one of the best countries I've ever been to.
Ah, there we go. You can hear all the enthusiasm and give us one reason. What is that?
It's beautiful and on time.
Beautiful and on time. Good. Thank you so much for that. Omar, what's one of the best countries in the world?
Algeria is the one of the best country I have visited.
Wonderful. Let's play with that. Algeria is one of the best countries I've ever visited. Again?
Algeria, one of the best country I have been visited.
Okay, I've been to or I've visited.
I visited.
I visited.
Algeria, one of the best country I visited.
Great. Algeria is one of the best countries I've ever visited or I've visited. There's lots of V's in there with ever and visited. Yeah, very nice. Megan, what about you?
Oh, this is tough. I'm going to say Ireland.
Ooh.
Ireland
Start
is
this time, try one of the best countries. Start it like that.
one of the best countries I've ever visited is Ireland.
Oh, that's nice. I love that order because it creates like suspense where we're waiting to hear the country. One of the best countries I've ever been to is, drum roll, Ireland. Okay. And why is that, Megan?
It's beautiful and Lots of history.
Great. Doug, what about you? Haven't heard you today.
One of the most interesting countries I've ever visited is Macedonia.
Beautiful. Macedonia. And look what, did you hear what Doug did? Did you hear what Doug did? What did he do? What did Doug do? Megan, you're nodding. So what did you hear him do?
He changed up his grammar a little bit.
That's right. So we've just shifted. Thank you for that beautiful transition. So we've been working with one of the best and one of the worst. And, you know, it's good, but it's a little kind of simple. Best and worst. We could get a little more sophisticated, a little more nuanced, a little more detailed by moving into one of the most and one of the least. Yeah. So when we move into one of the most and one of the least, we now have two words that we can put in the middle here. Okay. So here, I'll put is over here. And what was that? Macedonia. I'll put it over here. And then Macedonia is at the end. One of the most, let's reconstruct Doug's sentence right here. So we have countries. That was the second word. One of the most what countries? Do we remember?
Interesting.
Interesting. Good. We can say interesting or interesting. Those are both correct, by the way. I happen to say interesting, and Mira says interesting, and they're both on target. No problem. Okay. They both have stress in the same place. Okay. Interesting, 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 interesting. They're both right. Okay. One of the most interesting countries I've ever been to or seen is Macedonia. What did you choose, Doug? What was your verb?
Visited.
Visited. Okay. Is. Okay. Great. And so then we'd have the country over here, Macedonia. Okay. Or we can come over here at the beginning. Macedonia is one of the most interesting countries. Okay. Listen to Doug one more time. Doug, would you do it with the is over here?
Macedonia is one of the most interesting countries I've ever seen.
Good.
Visited.
And the other way around?
One of the most interesting countries I've ever visited is Macedonia.
Nice. Okay, beautiful. We can change this when you want to. So I'd love to hear from someone who hasn't gone yet. Help me out. Oh, Sachiko, I've not heard your voice today. Greetings. You're so...
I go with
you can do this one. You can do interesting for me, would you? Yeah.
Okay. One of the most interesting countries I've ever visited is Macedonia.
Good. Have you also been to Macedonia, or are you saying that because of Doug?
I've never been to Macedonia.
Okay, can you pick a different country that you've been to?
Oh, okay. Well, one of the most interesting countries I've ever visited is Taiwan.
Good, Taiwan. I've ever. Yeah, we have options. I want to listen to this for a minute, just for a moment. We can either say I've ever. Everyone try I've ever. I've ever. The way we're doing that is a link. This is part of sounding very natural. There are two ways to do this. So you'll often hear this link, I've ever, and it's the V to the V, I've ever. Yeah. And I'd love to hear that from Sachiko. I've ever visited.
I've ever.
Yeah. Good. The other way you could do it, this all depends on your mood, okay? I'm going to use a different symbol here. I'm going to use text. And I will use, come on, 1 second here. You can use, I'm going to use a exclamation point for this idea. It's this, listen to it. One of the most interesting countries I've ever visited is Switzerland. What did I do? Ever. Can you hear it?
Exaggerated.
I've exaggerated it. Yes. Did anyone hear how I did that? I used a certain thing in my voice. I didn't say I've ever. I said I've ever.
I've ever.
Yes, Yoni.
Most.
I separated them, right? So if you want to be extra passionate here, you're going to be extra passionate under ever. I've ever visited. Yeah. One of the most
Right.
interesting places I've ever gone. Yeah. Okay. I'd love to hear your passion. Who has a very, very favorite country they've ever been to? One more person. Esther, let's hear some extra passion on this one.
Okay. May I change the adjective?
Yep.
One of the most beautiful countries I've ever visited is Costa Rica.
Good. One of the most beautiful. Great. All right. And just for fun, what color is beautiful?
Blue. I
Yeah,
don't know.
blue moon, beautiful. Good. Since beautiful is such a strong word, we're going to increase our emotion by spending more time on it as well. So one of the most beautiful countries I've ever visited is Costa Rica. Try that.
One of the most beautiful countries I've ever visited is Costa Rica.
Yeah. Gorgeous. So what we're doing today, we've really come into an interesting place where we're not just being correct at all. That correct is not on my mind. What I hear is highly comprehensible. I understand you completely. And on top of that, I'm now just listening to Esther. Esther's just sharing her opinion, and I'm listening to it with my heart because all of the markers are there for emotion, passion, intent. Okay. And that comes from time on vowel. It comes from decisions about connecting or not connecting. Yeah. And sometimes it comes down to grammar. You put that country at the end and your listener is waiting to hear. It can be simpler or it can be more complex, right? Ireland is a beautiful country, simple. Ireland is one of the most beautiful countries. Ireland is one of the most beautiful countries I've ever visited. Now I also know that she has visited other places. So now it's more a sentence that tells me something more about Esther. I can ask her another, oh, where else have you been? Now we have a conversation. All of that from time and choices and grammar. They come together. This is a great time for questions. If we have questions about the words or the grammar structures or the ideas that we've practiced today.
Yeah, I do have one idea to my head that comes out is now I have to study for the sounds for true, and I kind of know the grammars as well, but as speaking English regularly, I realize that my patterns are mixed. Is not belongs to me, and that makes it difficult to understood sometimes. So I have to choose my own style of grammar, and this, of course, I have to work with the sound, but I don't know what to call that pattern choosing in the speaking language. I can professionally talk hours and hours my own, but when you put the structure, what to say, it become it shift me out. My mind is not my. I mean, I don't want to say my style, but I will use it differently. So I have to work on the choosing the right pattern. Any conversation.
Yeah. Well, part of this is growing your repertoire of patterns and understanding that they're not all equal. It depends on your situation, who you're talking to, how they're speaking sometimes. Sometimes we just try to match each other. So if somebody's saying something, I love Ireland, I might answer with like, oh, why is that? A really short answer. Sometimes we just parallel each other and we accommodate the way the other person is speaking. It does take time though. Yeah, I hear you, Omar. Other questions or comments? Mark says, are you using hand loops and circles more often now? Yes, we've found recently through Vowel Yoga, and I invite Marta to weigh in on this. She's been with me a lot recently. We've found I've found over the past 2 years, especially, I did a session of pure English practice 2 years ago, 2020, maybe 2023. And we started using loops, and I found it helps people get to that top location. So ow, or so oh, where we end up in the blue, or say I, right? So
Also,
that the loop helps us. Yes.
also A.
Yep.
A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of these items, just to clarify, and Sandy, you're next, to clarify, if you look at my chart, okay, you can see which ones will loop. They have the small y or a small w, like over here, rows. And if they have a W, of course, they loop to the top, to where blue is. Oh, whoa. So here's a O, whoa, in rose and boat, or the W in brown cow. Okay, good. Rose, Sandy?
Hi, this was super helpful. I'm just wondering how to explain best how to find the stressed vowel sounds in a phrase or a longer sentence where there are multiple, and sometimes it's a little, I don't know if I'm having trouble finding it or if there's some subjectivity based on what you want to emphasize, things like that. How would you help them first find where's the stress and what color are those stressed vowel sounds before starting, especially when they're kind of different options, I guess?
Yeah, and I think that came up a little bit in Mark's question earlier, his comment. So, for example, here's best and worst with the movies, right? So here's Titanic and is Requiem for a Dream movies. Okay. So with this, I think is your question when we get to something like Titanic is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's about choosing which one of these is the biggest focus.
Or just identifying which vowel sounds are stressed in general, because there might be two next to each other, or you could choose to emphasize one more, or just how to help somebody identify, especially when there are more than one valid option, I guess.
Okay, like a word like requiem?
Yeah.
Good. That's a pretty tricky word, and it's one that has it has two pretty notable colors in it. Can everyone hear the colors? Let's start with that. Let's just listen to it. Stop looking at it. Requiem. 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 What colors do you hear? Yeah. And Sandy, you can name them. Yeah. Oh, learners, Mira?
I hear red,
Red pepper.
red, requiem.
What else do you hear?
Requiem.
If I break it into syllables and we're going to decide where's the stress. Requiem.
Yum.
I hear red. Sandy?
Green tea E.
Okay, green tea E and
at the beginning, yes, to E, requiem.
good. Yeah, then we have to listen. And we simply listen to it. Requiem. I can hear it in the note change. Right? Requiem. We can also test it by putting stress somewhere else. If we went, how would that word sound? Can anyone do it? It'll be tricky.
Requiem. Requiem.
You'd have to reduce the first syllable. Requiem.
Requiem.
Yeah. Now, requiem, is that a word of English?
No. I think it's French, yes? No?
Maybe I just invented a French word. Not to joke, though, the word is French in origin, but I've just moved the stress. And by the way, Pascal, you can tell us if, I think you speak French, right? How do you say this word? Ibemaso, Pascal, how do you say requiem in French?
In French, it's the same. Requiem is a song you sing during during a celebration about something somebody did it.
That's right, died, exactly. So
Died.
can you say the word for us? Just pronounce it. Requiem.
Requiem
Very
in
good.
French.
Equal stress. Requiem. Okay.
Requiem.
So in English, we would have to choose, and we have to listen to the convention, the way this word is usually heard in English. It's either going to be, because this is the rule of English, one of these is stressed, either requiem, requiem, requiem. Which one do we hear? And teachers, I'll ask you to be the soundboard. Which one do you hear in use? Requiem, that would be one. Requiem, requiem.
Requiem.
The first one.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So we're listening to our sound files, which are defined by our society, our speech groups that we live in and interact with. And that's how we hear requiem. Therefore, that's where the stress is. Sandy, does this help?
Yeah, that was helpful, but my question was more on like which words have stress, like best movies are both stressed, or like the secondary stress, things like that.
Good.
I wanted to know because when I was trying to underline the stressed vowel sounds I heard in the entire sentence, it wasn't always like exactly the same, depending on where the emphasis was.
Okay, good. You're actually asking a question about a thing called focus. Okay, and I'll just give you a name for it so you know where we're headed. But what we do, one of the first layers we can add is first ask what words will receive any stress. And it's the words that are nouns. What else, teachers? Nouns?
Content words.
Verbs
Content
and
words.
adjectives.
Nouns,
Pronouns.
verbs,
Adjectives. Adverbs.
and
Adverbs.
negatives also, by the way. So
No.
the minute there's a negative aspect to the word, like never, it's going to get even more stress. So Titanic is one of the best. Okay, one of the is a prepositional. I'll call it a. That's an interesting little phrase right there. I'm going to say one is possibly stressed. I'll give it a stress. Why not? Titanic is one of the best movies. Okay, and then what?
I've ever
and been. Okay.
Been.
This is not stressed. It's a preposition. I've not stressed, not stressed. Okay. So now we've got Titanic, and takeaway is not stressed. And I'm now going to take away its color because it's distracting me. It's making me think that it's important when it is not right now. Okay. So Titanic is one of the best movies I've ever been to. Among the underlined words, which one is the most important?
One of the best movies ever.
Best ever.
Some of you are thinking, oh, topic. Maybe it's movies, right? So maybe it's movies. That's a really strong contender for sure because it's the main topic. Oh my goodness. I need to get myself put together here. Let me get rid of this. Movies. Okay. Teachers, this is something we dive into in both rhythm and chants and more in prosody, level 2. Okay. But let me flesh this out for everybody because I know all of us are intrigued by this, right? The way English works is we have ideas that are important, like best or Titanic or movies, but we also have a thing that is automatic in our brain, and that is the linguistic part. So let me just, I'm really bothered by this. Hold on one second. There we go. Good. We start at the end of the sentence. This is how our brains work. And we work our way backward to the first content word. And this is where most of our vocal stress goes. Titanic is one of the best movies I've ever been to. You hear that? Been to. Okay. And I know that seems, I'm looking at Marta's face and she's thinking, whoa.
No, I'm just thinking. I remember that from one of the courses, but I'm just thinking if whether the verb been is the one that you are really.
No. It's the main verb. That's the problem.
Shouldn't it be seen? Or
If it were seen, it would be seen, but right now it's been
it's
to.
still good. Okay, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
right. And so we then work our way back and we say, okay, we might put emphasis the way we did before with something like this thing. You know, there are lots of ways to sound emphatic, and we can use a stop. Ay, Dios. Sorry, everybody. There we go. I've ever been to, and I'll just move it over here. There. Because my computer won't let me do what I want. I've ever been to. Okay, that's a way to do it. You could do it with time. So you could say it's one of the best movies I've ever been to. I've ever been to. That's time right there. Okay. But in the end, we can't just do this with underlines. We can also do this with the tone. Titanic. Titanic is one of the best movies I've ever, watch this, been to. That's what we'll do in the end. Something like this. Titanic is one of the best movies I've ever been to. Been to. Yeah. Because we work from the end of the sentence. We think we speak from left to right, like we write, but we actually speak from the end to the beginning. We know what we're about to say. We know which word we're going to choose, and we focus on the last content word. Okay. So teachers, that was a bit deep. Deeper than I usually do in pure English practice. But learners, you also are asking so many interesting questions today. I'd love to hear what was interesting or new for you, teachers and learners. I'm going to start with learners. Any new ideas today that you want to remember? A new word or a new awareness? Yeah, Ana Maria.
Well, it was my first time here, so everything was new for me. So that was very interesting, not now how to stress the word to hear you more native or natural in English because I am a Spanish native, so sometimes I feel like my English lacks or intonation, or sometimes I feel that I hear my English heard very rough. So it's so helpful to me that method.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we're really trying to combine all of it, right? Not just the little pieces, but the emotion, the personality, and our intention. Thank you. Hi, Domingos. I saw Domingos raise a hand, but I don't see him in the room. Domingos, are you here? There you are. Hi.
He must
We
be
can't.
muted.
That's what it is. We can't hear you.
He's speaking, but no
Yeah.
sounds.
Your voice is not, you're not muted, but we don't hear you.
How about now?
Oh, yes. You can get closer to your microphone, maybe.
All right, thank you. As I was saying, I'm completely lost today because I didn't see how the colors are related to. I'm seeing this, and I was trying to figure out how the colors are related to stress and intonation. So I'm really lost, and hope next time maybe you could help me out to understand how the colors are related to
Absolutely.
stress and intonation.
Can a
Well, as
teacher?
Maria,
Oh, go ahead.
yes, as Maria also said, because my official language is Portuguese, not English as well. I'm an English learner, and I was so lost. Hopefully next time you help me understand how the colors are related to this.
Okay, let me ask one question. You're confused. Are you also interested or intrigued? Because
Both. I'm interested and also intrigued.
there we go. Good. I wanted to hear that. We can always learn more. If you're intrigued, then I feel like that's a win. You don't have to understand everything from the beginning. We can simply say, wow, what is happening here? And so if we practice the word requiem, we can match it to red pepper. It's a red word because that's the main stress. Requiem. And we'll be doing this again. So you can come next time. You can also go to our YouTube channel. I just put that in the chat, everybody. Your Pure English Practice YouTube channel, and watch some of the playlists there to get oriented and join us again. Okay. But we take a different approach. It's the color vowel approach to talk a little less. We talked a lot today, and to practice a lot, which we also did today. I'm very proud of us that we did practice a lot. Mark, thank you for
Just
that, Domingo.
per your invitation on the question about the relationship, it's about comprehension. If someone says requiem, I'm going to ask them to repeat themselves because I won't know what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. We are interested in comprehensibility. Thank you for that reminder. That's right. So if that helps too, Domingos, maybe for many learners, the past has been about correct or incorrect. Who was raised with correct and incorrect pronunciation? That's wrong, that's right. Maybe you had teachers who said there's one way to say this word, right? But we here are interested in how words sound. So we explore together. Hi, Tianlei. Nice to see you.
Hello, I'm here, but I couldn't open my camera.
Ah, so nice to
Uh,
have you. Did you want to say something?
yeah, I just listened because I come late around 4 minutes, so I couldn't catch up exactly the point, and I just follow next
That's
time.
sure. And this is recorded. This will be posted in YouTube in that playlist there. Okay. I'll be posting this one publicly. It's also a good idea if you haven't joined our Pure English Practice community that you should. So if you received my email today, you are
Yes,
in that community. Okay.
yeah.
That's
The second
everybody.
time I call, I shown here, so the first time I received the email.
So glad to have you. Doug and then Sophia.
A couple of quick comments is when Mark mentioned about the back-to-back stress, it just reminded me that when I'm working in Blue Canoe and I find these phrases with back-to-back stress, as a native English speaker, I have to practice them. I don't, sometimes it doesn't come naturally. So you have to practice this stuff and you have to do it. You have to move your mouth when you do it. So say it out loud. And I guess the other thing I was wondering about, Domingos says he's a Portuguese speaker, but Portuguese in Portugal is different from Portuguese in Brazil. So it depends on and maybe that's why he's having trouble seeing where the color relationship to the vowel sounds if the stress is in a different place.
Yeah. Domingos,
Actually, it's way more than that because I speak Portuguese, but I'm Angolan. I'm from Angola, and we mix up both the Portuguese.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Let's see, Sophia.
Yes, Karen, thank you very much it was a really interesting experience for me. I just want to ask you if you could share. I heard a lot about this app, Blue Canal, if I pronounce. What is this? It's just improve pronunciation, or it's about accent. It's like a platform because I heard, but I never tried. I didn't have this.
We actually just last month did a session on Blue Canoe. I think I posted it. It should be in the community. I need to go check that. It is an app that is on your
I
phone.
said.
And we partnered with a friend of mine years ago, and the team created an app around color vowel so that all of the speaking activities are based on our approach and our value. Our value is to be understood, right? And so we have a couple of games in there and some sentence activities.
I didn't know you were in the waiting room there. Can you hear me?
Hold on a second. We need to mute somebody
Yes.
if you're talking. Okay, good. So you'll find some practice activities. There's a
Yes, I hear
free,
you.
there
We
we
are
go.
speaking.
There's a free version of the app that you can download. And then if you are interested in the premium, you can look at the pricing for that. Okay. All teachers who study with us at Color Vowel receive a free premium Blue Canoe account. Teachers. Okay, when you study with us. Also, students who take Speak Confidently. That's our course that we offer twice a year. That course also gives you a free Blue Canoe premium. But the app itself, to answer your question, it provides opportunities for you to practice. We have a machine, what is it called? Like AI kind of, that listens to your voice, evaluates, and will give you color vowel feedback like I did today.
I see. Okay. And may I ask, you said about the teachers that they can, if the teachers study with you, yes? It's in community, how I can find information, which opportunities you have for teachers.
Good. So just briefly we have a website that you are already in by being part of Pure English Practice. See under Learners, Pure English
I see.
Practice. Okay.
Okay.
So if you make your way back to Teachers, so I'll show you. Yeah, if you go to Teachers and look at level 1, that's where teachers start their journey. Okay, and they study with
Okay.
us. Okay.
Okay. I
So you
see.
can look. Yep. Or you can simply go home to watch a little bit of a, hold on here. There we go. Courses. So anywhere on our website, if you look around, you're going to learn about what we
Okay.
do.
I see, because it was a little bit tricky for me. There are so many things. You sent me also links. I was confused. I didn't understand from where to start to go, but now I will check. The principle I understand. Thank you so much.
I'm going to give you one link. What you see this video right here? This is a
Yes.
great way to get a picture of the teacher's journey, okay? And I've just put that
Okay.
link in the chat for any teacher who's
Okay.
new.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Any final, Yoni, last comment from you?
Thank you so much for the invitation, and thank you for teach us. And I have been confused because Blue Canon, Color Vowel, and Pure English Practice. The question is, which one I need to start?
Okay.
And from what is the point I need to start? And
okay.
And how can I make be as a membership?
Okay, good. Thank you for asking that question. To answer that question, I need to let everybody know my company is a teacher training company, number 1. That's what I do. I train teachers to teach in this way. I have Pure English Practice as a good place for learners to come for experiences like this. And we have a course 2 times per year for learners called Speak Confidently. Okay, and so that is, I'll be telling you about that. We have it coming in August. This would be a great class for you. It's intensive. It's a 5-week intensive course where you are speaking every day and you're telling stories and you get coaching feedback. So your options are this, watch. Pure English Practice, free once a month, right? Blue Canoe is an app that you are always welcome to use. Okay, that you can go purchase it or use the free one. The free one's a little limited, okay? But the best next path is to come to Speak Confidently, our 5-week course. You'll get a free subscription to Blue Canoe, and you'll get lots of coaching feedback on your pronunciation, your specific vocabulary, your grammar, all for spoken English, okay? And then finally, beyond that, if you are also a teacher of English, we offer that is the main, my main passion is training teachers through the level 1 courses, level 2, and teachers will study for over 2 years with me sometimes.
So how can I
Do you know any
enroll?
teachers who do it on?
Hold on
How
one
can
second, if you knew. Okay, Yoni?
how can I enroll today's speaking confidence?
Good. I'm going to share that link with you. This is the page for students. It's all related to the community that you've already been in, but I'm going to show it to you. So there's that. Okay. Here we are. So on this page for learners, you can see where we are. Learners. Okay. All of these communities are on the same page for you to see. I have a course that's for priests. That's separate. If you're a Catholic priest, this is for you. If you are not a Catholic priest, then this is for you. Okay. Speak confidently. And you can learn more about the course here. Okay. So 5 weeks, it starts in August, it goes through September.
Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
I will keep it this.
Yeah.
This link.
And this is it's a wonderful course. It is a wonderful course. So that's specifically the next Pure English, the next Speak Confidently. Okay, good. Another question or comment from someone? I raise my hand. Okay. Hey, this was a great session, everybody. It was a pleasure to have you. Omar, I hope you come again. Tianle, I hope you also come again. Anyone who is new, okay? Everyone who comes regularly, Sachiko, Mira, okay,
I
Sophia,
will
come again.
back again, definitely. Thank
Okay.
you.
And Megan,
Yeah.
if you want to talk, I'm just message me and we can have a conversation. Mark, good to see you again.
Good to
Everybody.
Hello,
see
ma'am.
you, Karen.
Just a question.
Oh, a question from Shnu.
How much is the charges for the course which you stated it started in August?
The course in August, actually, thank you for asking. That course is currently it's called early registration at 195 US. Okay, our prices will actually be going up. I have to make a price adjustment July 15. So if you want, and plus the course will be full by then. So you'll want to register before that, yeah, using
So it's
this.
195 per month, or it's gonna be a one-time charge?
It's a one-time charge.
Oh, that's cool.
I know it's been too long since I adjusted. So listen, it's a low price. This is relatively low because you get a lot of personal, really human interaction and attention for 5 weeks. And it's only 195 right now. And what people don't realize is they think, oh, it's not very much money, therefore it's not very much work. It's actually a lot of work. You want to have some time, like 2 to 3 hours a week, to do the work that we do together. And we meet once a week, but we give you assignments that are speaking. Okay. So just know that when you sign up with me, I'm going to make you work a lot. This is like a boot camp. Okay.
I'm sorry, Karen. Is there any assessment that not the level, but no personal styles assessment or kind of like this, or I can take somewhere else?
I'm not sure I understand your question. What kind of assessment?
Well, the level of the language that I'm using it all the time, my personality matching, how to sound it, where those sounds comes from. Is there any assessment that we will take, or you know where to take? You still not get it.
For the purpose of taking this course, if you're interested in this course, having this conversation right now, I can tell you that you are the right profile for this course. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Meaning you understand what I'm saying to you. You can follow my verbal instructions. You're definitely high intermediate. This is for high intermediate and advanced students. Okay. So you can see down here. And if you read, by the way, down here, there's technology requirements. This is very important too, unfortunately. We are an online program. You have to have the skills and the actual machine. Like right now, you're on a computer, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that, and therefore you're already on your way. But do read this, and also read who should take the class. We prioritize teachers of English who want to feel more confident about their own English. Sophia, this would be perfect for you.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
because you
you.
mentioned that. If you have more questions, let me know, but I did give you quite a bit of good information here. Okay,
Yep, you did. Thank you.
you're so welcome. I do hope to see
Is
you.
this gonna be more related to the pronunciation or maybe fluency type?
It's both. We actually don't separate between those.
Oh,
We are training, I'm constantly training teachers to recognize that spoken English is never one thing, right?
yeah.
It's always more than one thing. I'll stop share so I can actually speak. It's always a coming together of what we'd think of as pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar. Those are the three main threads. And then there's the quality, the fluency. There's also the intent, like the emotional intent and connecting with the speaker. All of these are going to impact being an effective speaker. So we address all of them. And I train coaches to prioritize, to figure out, let's listen to this person's story. Let's decide what is the main of all these little factors I just illustrated with my hands, which one needs to be addressed right now for this particular story. It is a storytelling course, by the way. We prompt stories to be told. We then have coaches that listen to your story, one coach at a week per week, different coach each week. And I work with them personally to identify the most important factors at play in your story this time, then the next story, and then the next story. Okay, you tell a total of 4 stories over 4 weeks. And we address the pronunciation, we make vocabulary adjustments, we work on fluency, and you walk away with some new awarenesses for sure. Okay. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's difficult to describe. I really appreciate you staying here to talk with me about this because I think the website, I do my best to write what this is, but it's a really unique course and it's special. Yeah, so I hope to see you there.
Thank you, Karen. I
All right,
appreciate
thank you. Hey, everybody, you have a great week. Okay, be in touch. We're over there in the Pure English Practice community. Okay, be safe, be well. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.